But let's go find some. Oh, hello, Puppus. This is my dog, Puppus. She's a good dog. All right, let's check out what's going on out here. We got the chickies who have now been in their coop for. Here you go. They've been in this coop for a while. It's about. We brought them home on Sunday. So let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today I was thinking of letting them out, but puppers, you have to be good. I do not want puppers trying to eat the chickens. And we have had chickens before, but it's been a while. And so I'm not sure that puppers remembers how to be good. I know, you're a good dog, but you know what I'm talking about, puppers. Come here, let them out. Let's let them. It just takes them a little bit to like get used to their coop, and then after they've kind of adjusted to their coop life, then I like to introduce them to outside. But the wind is blowing my door here, and I'm thinking that we might want to. Let's see. There. Okay, I might put puppers inside, just so that the chickens are more comfortable. Come here, puppers. Hey, everybody. I'm gonna put puppers inside. Come here, girl. Yep, I know it's a nice day, but I just think, for the sake of the chickens, I'm gonna stick her inside, just so that they can maybe come out. I'm sorry, it is very windy here. Hi, Normie. Norman and Miss Love. Hi, babies. They are waiting for a treat. It's a crime for me to come out here and not give everybody a treat. So I'm filling pockets. We got these treats from, of course, one of my viewers who makes sure the treats are always stocked up in here. And these are like these little heart-shaped. They smell so good. They're like vanilla and some kind of like. Oh, you got Normie. He dropped the treat in the water. Okay, we have to be smarter, dude, when we take the treats. I'm trying to teach her how to like take them gently. Okay, don't take them like that. Take them nicely. You've never been a biter. Please don't start now. He's always been good. And Lovey is kind of a snitch when it comes to the treats. My chickens. Yeah, these poor chickies, so they're coming around because they're kind of coming by the door. But I suspect that they're going to be nervous. They're going to be nervous, and it's going to take them a while to like come out. They're starting to get into a routine. Melody takes care of them at the same time every day, collects eggs same time every day. Let's see, very windy. Come here. Come on. Come on, little man. You need a treat? Come here. I know, buddy. I know. Here. Oh, yes, I need a heart treat, Mama, because I'm such a good boy. I'm such a good boy. I'm so cute. I'm so cute. I know you are. You got another treat because you're so adorable. Rosalina, come on. Rosie. Rosie's a sweet old soul. She's an old girl. Okay. Here you go, honey. You need a treat too. Of course you do. So coming up, Rosie will be having her feet done. Not her feet, good grief, her teeth. She'll have her teeth floated. She needs to get her teeth floated every year to keep her healthy and happy. They get sharp points in their mouth, horses do, and so a float job files down the sharp points in their mouth. And hey Heather, John, Danetta, Donna Lee, of course, is in the house. It's kind of chilly here. We're in Minnesota. If you're new here, welcome. We're in Minnesota. If you like, subscribe. If you like horse content, if you like rescue, that sort of thing, that's kind of what our channel is about. We also have some rescue chickens. I would definitely call them a rescue case. They just came to us about 4 days ago. They're actually looking a lot better, but they have a long ways to go. My daughter is responsible for the care of these chickens, and she's doing a great job. And thus far, they're very nervous, but look at that. We have an egg in there. She checks the eggs in the morning and afternoon, so they're all laying. They are laying eggs, which is wild to me because they're so rough looking, but they're laying eggs, and they're doing well. A drugged up Rosie will be interesting. Oh, she looks like she's drunk. Poor Rosie. So Rosie will be floated. Lovey will be floated. Normie will be floated. But I am waiting to schedule that because I'm going to be scheduling their visit with my new horse's visit, because you guys, we have another kill tag coming. This is the closest back to back that I've ever done 2 tags at a time. Ever. This is very quick. But we just did a bail. Just had her put down yesterday. Everything happened very quickly. And that was a that was a rough one. It was just rough. That just hits ya. But the maybe blessing in disguise there was the less time you have with the horse, the less time you have to bond. Phoenix hit me harder because I had Phoenix. I bonded with him. I had him longer. When you don't have a horse as long, you don't develop that bond with them like you do when you care for one. Because like Mr. Moo, of course, there's a huge bond there and just a love and just a care for him. But Phoenix, you develop the bond with the horse. You love them. You're feeding them. You're caring for them. You're bringing them back to health. You know, they're thin and straggly and you're taking care of them. And this poor horse, we didn't even have time to build a bond. She was here for literal hours before she was put down. And so that's a bit of a blessing in disguise to me. And that's why I tell you guys, anytime I get a horse from the kill pen, I immediately have the vet here because I want to know what's going on with the horse. And my vet is very honest, very straightforward with me. She does not beat around the bush. She tries to really be honest and straightforward. And poor Rue, her outcome was just not going to be good. And but I want to have all my yes, I am waiting. I have another kill tag. Yep. I have another kill tag. Tag 91 will be coming. I can't tell you guys when. We're praying and hoping that it's Friday. Friday would be amazing. It could be Saturday. It also could be Monday. So we're not sure. They have to wait for the Coggins test to come back, but we're doing it again. Now, if you go onto my page, if you're new here, if you want to help on my page, you go on my posts. I have a GoFundMe for him. He's a senior. So I'll tell you guys what happens with these horses a lot. If you're new here, if you've been here a while, you're probably going to get bored. If you're new here, I want to share what a kill pen is. Kill pens flip horses, and eventually a lot of horses end up going to slaughter. They're horses that no one else wants. The horses, 9 times out of 10, that I get out of the kill pen are seniors. The horses that have been broke, they've been worked with, they've been used all their life. Miss Lovey here. Hey, darling. They're broke. They're used. Somebody rode her. Somebody definitely rode her. Somebody put miles on her. Somebody worked with her. She's a senior. She's over 20. Once she got up there in age, she got dumped at a kill pen. She got flipped. She got traded. Horse people, a lot of horse people don't keep the older horses. They move them on and they get something younger. They get something better. They dump the old ones in the kill pen. The old ones, a lot of times, will get kind of cycled through what we call the kill lot pipeline. They go through auctions. They go through a bunch of different people. Everybody's flipping them. You know, somebody's trying to make money, then they sell them to somebody else. It's a huge flipping thing. The kill lot that I bail from will send them to slaughter, where ultimately their fate is the border, and they are inhumanely slaughtered in Mexico. The place that I pull horses from ships to slaughter. Not all of them, a lot of them. So my goal, they ship a lot of horses to the border. They have trucks going out all the time. I have had people reach out to me because they live close to the border and they watch the horses. They watch the truckload of horses going into Mexico. So it is a horrific business that some people run, flipping horses. But the ones I get are usually in poor condition. They've been flipped through the pipeline. They look like crap. They're sickly. They're old. Old horses and I say can because it doesn't always happen, but old horses can have a great retirement. They can still do some work. They can still be useful, but this is my retirement. My husband rightly named this. He goes, you know what, I'm going to call this this is your horse retirement home. This is my horse retirement. My horses that are here are not doing hard labor. They have already been, some of them, worked to death by their previous owners. They are not doing hard labor here. They are not putting in time here. They are being rewarded for the time that they did put in for other people. They are being rewarded here. Hey there. Yes, this is your retirement home. Hello, welcome to the retirement home. This is Levy. Dry lot in the summer. This pasture is green and luscious. 4 acres of running area for your retirement pleasure, whether it be, he's not running. He has arthritis. So he's not really running. He trots sometimes, nice and fast. He's got a fast trot sometimes when he's feeling good. When he's feeling his oats, he has a fast trot. That's, in my opinion, what every horse deserves. When they have worked their butt off all their life, they deserve to retire someplace and to still be treated with dignity and love and care. And so there are so many people, good people, some people with a kind heart. Some people fall upon hard times. They send the horse to an auction. It ends up being purchased by a kill buyer. Happens all the time. People with the best intentions, the horses just end up in the wrong hands. Hey, Nicola, how are you? I'm sorry, I'm on a rant. Yep, yes. Oh, Jeannie. That's exactly it. That's what happened with Rue. Rue, to get her out of the kill pen, it costed $600. $600. They charged us because they held her there for one day, so they charged us an extra $20. We paid $600. I'm saying we because I mean me and you guys, because people supported what we were doing. We got her out of there. She needed to be out of the line because she was going to be killed on a truck. She was going to die on a truck. If we wouldn't have gotten her out, she was going to die on a truck with tons of other horses. She was in horrific condition. So, that's it's the reality of the line. I didn't even know that this existed until a couple years ago. I knew there were things with dogs. I knew people abused dogs. I knew people, that the dog industry and the cat industry, that they were crooked and that there were bad things that happened and all the shelters and stuff. I didn't realize that it happened with horses. Hey, Nancy. Welcome everybody. I didn't realize it happened with horses. And when I pulled my first horse from the kill pen, and my first horse, unfortunately, the experience was horrific, and we had to have him put down after 6 months of care. I saw a name on the Coggins. It was an Amish name, and it had an address. So I actually messaged the Amish guy that originally owned the horse, and he said this horse has been chronically ill for a year, and I sold it to them for pennies because he was so sick. And so this is the kind of people we're dealing with. They're not honest, they're not straight up. You sometimes don't know what you're getting. A lot of times, guys, they're old. So all that to say, it's a little chilly out here. All that to say, I'll be straight up and 100% with you guys. He's old. He's old. I'm not buying a young horse. I'm not pulling out a horse that's going to be here for years and years and years. I'm once again getting a kill pen tag that is older. He needs a retirement home. He doesn't have bad body condition. His body looks quite healthy compared to some of the other ones that I've rescued. Yes, Betsy, absolutely. And I've done it now. I've done it now a couple times. It's not what we ever want, but when I rescue senior horses, I know that that is their fate. That I rescue senior horses, so I know that I'm their last stop. You know, they go from stop to stop to stop, getting flipped through auctions, getting flipped through tags, getting flipped through the kill lot pipeline. And when they come to my home, I'm their last stop. It stops here. You're not getting shipped again. You're not getting on a trailer again. You're not going to an auction again. You're not getting flipped from another person again. If you need me to, I'll help you cross over the Rainbow Bridge. Otherwise, you will stay here. You will be a happy part of our family until that time is for you. And that doesn't mean I don't use the horses. That doesn't mean I don't do things with the horses. Horses love having a job. Even senior horses enjoy doing things. They like getting out. They like going for walks. They like to be worked with. They like to be talked to. They like going on very short trail rides and doing things. Seniors like doing that kind of thing. But they deserve a retirement that's decent. They deserve for somebody to give them enough to respect that when it's their time, they kindly help them cross the Rainbow Bridge, not alone, but with someone, not feeling like, I mean, can you imagine, like, I just think about it, how many horses, like, die just on the trailers? I mean, die on the trailers, like being hauled because they're just, they can't make it, you know? If you think about that, it's just absolutely terrifying. Like, what I do appreciate about when I rescue one is, like, I do appreciate the fact, I'm not going to try to toot my own horn here, but I am going to toot my own horn just a little bit because I just want to say this. I always try to follow my stories all the way through. If I start to rescue one, if I start pulling up a GoFundMe for a horse, I try to share the entire story with you guys. I really do. I try to make sure you know what happens step by step, because I feel that that's fair, and I feel that that's right. And I don't take on a ton. As far as horses, I can't. I'm not set up for it here. We have the big pasture of 5 acres, and we have some room, but I can't take on. If I could, you guys know, I would have so many horses here, but I have to pick and choose. And I love that I can share their stories. Ooh, we have a chicken out. Hooray! We have a chicken out. I wanted to see if she had... We do. We have a chicken that found its way out, so that's good. I want to be able to share the stories of the horses that we rescue, because like I always like to tell you guys, like, I don't rescue, we rescue, because I couldn't do it without you guys. I have amazing people on my channel that help and that are so supportive. Yes, I agree, Betsy. I do watch, I have watched other, because people have recommended to me, why don't you watch this rescue? Why don't you watch this YouTube channel? Why don't you see what these people do? I've had people say, go bigger, do more. You can do more. Like, you should do this one. You should do that. And I appreciate people's confidence in me, but I also know what I personally can handle. And some of these rescues that I watch them pull horses. I watch them rescue horses out of a kill pen. I watch a lot of them that ask for funds over and over and over. And I'll be the first to say, like, I ask for funds. So I'm not knocking anybody who asks for funds, because you have to pay the bail to get the horse out. And then you have to pay for vet and farrier work. And then if, like, you're like me and you rescue senior horses, you have to pay for grain and you have to pay for supplements, and it gets expensive. And it's amazing to have people come alongside you and support you. So I'm not knocking anybody who asks for help, because I have a GoFundMe started for the horse that I'm pulling out of a kill pen. And I appreciate everybody who's helped me pull the horses out of the kill pen. However, you follow some of these rescues, they rescue the horse and you never see the horse again. You pay, what, $100, $200 towards the tag to help the horse get out. And they're these huge rescues. They take like literal trailers of horses. But then where the horses, I love to be able to follow a story. If I'm going to rescue a horse, and that's why when I started my channel, I tried to share with you guys as much as I could. I did lives, I would do shorts, I would put posts out, because I want you guys to see what I do. I want you guys to feel a part of it, because you are a part of it. Because you gave towards what I'm doing. You've helped me, and I want you to see what's happening, and I want you to know, like, the care that the horses are receiving. I want you to see them happy. That's why I miss Lovey. I try to share her a lot. Little John and Rosie, I want you guys to see the results of what we do. Because they were all a tag. They were all being flipped for slaughter. Some of them looked worse than others, but they were all tag numbers. And because of this channel and because of people like you guys, their lives have been changed drastically. And so I want people to see that. I don't just want to ask for funds. I want people to see what happens. That's why I try to share their stories, share them, give people the opportunity. People love getting stuff for them off Amazon, my Amazon wish list. I don't have much on there right now because I don't put things on there unless I kind of need them. So I don't think there's really anything on there right now. Because unless we need things, I don't add stuff to the Amazon wish list unless it's something we need. But people love helping with that. People love being a part of it. People love being able to see the horses and being able to help them and be a part of their lives. Miss Levy, let's show off how beautiful you are. Here she is. There's my girl. There's my girl. There's my girl. There's my girl. This is my girl, my fiery redhead. Like, if you're new here, if you're new here, oh, thank you guys. You're so kind. If you're new here, this is Lovey. And if you're not new here, you know what Lovey looked like when she came here. Lovey was thin. You could see her ribs. You could see her backbone. She did not like you to touch her head because she had a halter that had grown into the back and the side of her head. When the vet came, they had to shave because the flesh was like on her, was actually like stuck to her skin, and it stunk, like reeked like rotting flesh. So her head had to be shaved. and she had to be sedated for it because she was so worried about her head being touched. Look at her. That was her. She didn't want me to touch her head. She didn't want me to touch her anywhere. She was scared. Look at her. Her head was a big problem. She was very head shy, very nervous about her head. Well, heck, if you had a halter growing into your head, you'd probably be nervous too. Her results speak for themselves. Look at her. She's a little angel. I know, Normie. You're an angel too. You're an angel too. Yes. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Did somebody call me a horse hoarder? How stupid. I'm sorry. That's kind of funny. Don't make me laugh. That's absolutely hilarious. You know, it's funny. It's funny. I love it. I love it because I've watched some channels now. I've gone onto some channels. I've gone into some lives. Just because I like to see some of the other stuff that equestrians and horse people are putting out, and even rescues and people that do that kind of thing. So I've been watching some other lives, occasionally, not a ton, but ooh, my chickens are all out. But James looks like he's decided to go chicken hunting. James, that's not appropriate, buddy. James, no, please do not try to eat the chickens. He's sneaking up on them. But I was saying, I've watched other people, and I watch people come on and they say something just to get a rise out of the person. They say something that's just ridiculous. You know, something like someone calling me a horse hoarder. And these people can get very frustrated and they start yelling, they start swearing, they start calling the person everything under the sun. And I'm sorry, more times than not, I just have to laugh at people because usually you haven't followed my channel. Like, if you're saying something that's a blatant lie, you haven't followed my channel. You don't know me, and I'm not going to get bent over shape. I'm not going to allow my blood pressure to rise from some complete stranger on the internet saying something about me. The other thing that I love about it is half the time I don't even see the comments because my moderators freaking rock. Love you guys. They just get rid of these people. They don't last long. Their comments are usually gone by the time I even look at my phone. Part of that is probably because I ramble a lot and talk a lot, but it's just, I'm not giving you the time of day because I know like the limits for my property, and I have never, not once, taken on more horses than I have room for here. And I'm talking room like they need space, they need to be able to be spread out. Every horse needs shelter, that kind of thing. You need enough pasture in the summertime. You have to have enough hay. I've never taken on more than what my property would allow. I'm borderline dollhouse order. You guys. Well, you know, if I'm a horse hoarder, I'm definitely a cat hoarder, and I might even be a chicken hoarder. Gosh, I have 6 chickens. We might be chicken hoarders around here. We're definitely cat hoarders. We're not dog hoarders. We only have puppers. But when we had Holly and those puppies, then I was probably a dog hoarder. Dang it! Add it to my resume. That's right. If you don't like, seen so many of them, and I wanted to just give you a shout out. I hope you understand your. Oh, thank you, Betsy. Thank you so much. I appreciate your kind words. I really try to be very, very. I've tried. It's like since. Oh, Peter's so excited. He got the egg. What do you got, buddy? Oh, can you show me? Oh, what is it?
It's an egg. I found it in the chicken coop.
Okay, what are we gonna do with it?
We can put it in the house.
Do you want me to put it in the house?
I will.
You got it? Okay, in the little basket that's on the table?
Okay.
Love it. Love it. And I got my turtles too. Katie, you're in big trouble. You're in big trouble. I have to find humor in it. But I've tried since forever. Like I love what I do. I love rescuing. I love horses. I like helping horses, and I genuinely love horses, and I don't just love riding them. I like spending time with them. I like being with them. I like giving them a chance. I like seeing the progress when you get a horse that's shut down, that's been used by the Amish, that doesn't know how to connect with a person. I love seeing them come out of their shells. It is one of the most rewarding things in my life. I enjoy it so much. But I also always want to be straight up. I want to be upfront. I want to be honest. I want to be open. I want people to see not only just I don't, that's why you guys, if you go look at my YouTube videos, they're not little clips. They're not completely edited. They're very they're not edited. I don't like to do they're not edited to all heck. I don't just show you guys the glamorous parts. I don't come on a live just when I have makeup on and look nice and I'm all happy. I show you guys really raw stuff. I show you the horse in the trailer. I show you the horse at the kill pen. I show you the horse like emaciated. I show you everything. I tell you guys, you know, when we have to put one down, there's certain things for the respect of the horse I don't share. I do not share video footage of me with the horses after they've passed. I don't share footage of my horses being put down when that happens. I'm sorry. I think that's disrespectful to the horse, and I won't do that. But I tried to share with you very raw stuff because that's life. I'm not just going to share the glamorous, beautiful side of rescue. I'm not going to share with you guys just the amazing stories like Miss Lovey's, like Little John's, like Rosie's. Hey, you're not supposed to be in here. Peter, you must not have shut the door because that dog is not supposed to be in the house. Puppers. Not without supervision. Come here, puppers. Puppers, come here. Oh, goodness. Dear. Glamour and rescue, that's new. There are some beautiful things though, Mary. Like, there are some amazing stories. There are some beautiful things. Like when I go out, I'm sorry, you guys. Have you ever been on one of my lives where we go ride through we go like on a little ride with the horses, or like when it's green outside and the kids can go for a ride, and on Little John and Rosie, like those are like beautiful moments. Like working with Lovey, like doing some groundwork with Miss Love, seeing her move and like her running, it's beautiful. Like it's beautiful, but we didn't just go from kill pen to beautiful horse. We went through, and we all went through it together, especially with Lovey. We went through like worried if we were ever going to be able to like really touch her head, worried about if we were ever going to get a bridle on her, if she would ever accept a saddle, worried about if she would ever connect with me, you know, thin in poor condition, the vet coming and having her teeth done and watching her slowly gain weight, being worried that she might be pregnant. That was wild. See, you guys know, like we go through this stuff together, ups and downs of it. And Lovey's story is a great example of just like an amazing, amazing rescue story, but they don't all go like that. They really don't. Phoenix. Yes, Mr. Phoenix. Yep, worried she'd gain weight, worried she was pregnant, worried, you know, and that's the nature of what we do, you know? And sorry, I'm just reading some comments. Phoenix, you know, Phoenix, gosh dang it. His turnaround was nothing short of beautiful. What he looked like when I got him versus what he looked like when I put him down was just night and day difference. And what he did on the channel just lifted everyone's spirits. I think seeing that, and I think there was that realization for me when the vet realized like what was going on in his mouth, and she told me something that helped me. And that's this. For the amount of money I would have spent to feed and care for Phoenix with the issues that his mouth had, for the amount of money that it would have taken to give him the correct care, I could rescue at least 6 more horses. That hit me. Because it puts things into perspective a little bit, because there was a time when she's like, you could potentially do it. He would be at risk for choke. He would never be able to be with the other horses. She started naming off all the stuff, and it was really bad. And it was really like, this horse is going to have a really, really poor quality of life, but you could do it. But when she said you could probably save like 6 horses for the price you're going to have to stick into trying to feed him. On top of that, his quality of life would be really, really, really poor. And it's just like, I don't know if anybody else has ever been in that position or had to make that decision. And I feel like I got a lot of grief for making that decision. I feel like I got a couple emails that were not very nice. But ultimately, I'm very, very thankful for making the decision that I did. Because of that, you know, I'm able, he taught me so much. Phoenix taught me so much. And I can't imagine keeping a horse around just because you want to have the horse that has the rescue story that's beautiful, and you want to be able to share, like, you know, you want to be able to showcase this horse, and you want to be able to say, yeah, I kept it, but having the horse have a really, really bad quality of life. That just seems to me like, that's selfish. That's selfish. I feel like I would have been selfish, because of course I did want to keep him alive. I did want to keep him going. I was like, I can do it. I can do it. I can really do it. Like, just because my vet tells me this all the time. She just told me this about Rue. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And that, like, she told me that about Rue, because she said, I said, I think there's some people who would try to, like, keep her alive. And she goes, of course there are. She goes, of course, there's owners that love their horses so much that the horse will be suffering, sometimes laying on the ground for days. And the person loves their horse so much that they selfishly choose to keep the horse alive, even though it's suffering. And she said, it's selfish. It's selfish. And she goes, it's selfless to let the horse cross the rainbow bridge and be there for them and let them be able to not be in pain anymore. She goes, that's selfless. And it just made sense. And I trust, like I said, you guys, this isn't like a vet that I just pulled out of my butt. I have loved and trusted this vet with the care of all of my horses, starting with Norman, my very first horse. I've seen this vet. I asked specifically for her because I have grown such a relationship with her, and she's such a good person, and she respects what I do, and she also never tries to just squeak money out of me. She's not just trying to get my money. She'll never tell me to do something unless it's necessary. She always gives me options. She says, okay, we can do this. Do you want to do this? She's always very straightforward with me. We can try this, but this is what might happen. You know, we can do this surgery, but it's going to be $20,000, and the horse only has a 50% chance of living, and he's a 25-year-old horse. Do you want to do that? She just deals with me very real, and that's what I love about her, and that's why she's my vet, and she's an awesome lady. She does she does such good work. Sorry, I'm going to read. Yeah, I can't imagine, especially this year in Minnesota. We have not had we've had really mild winters. This winter in Minnesota has been one of the worst that we have had. And I know I was just outside and it's sunny and beautiful, but this is an exception. We have had a very, very, very terrible winter. And I can't even imagine trying to feed a horse mash every day. It would be exhausting, absolutely exhausting. It was exhausting even in the summertime. But I'm the same vet for 20 years because of that. When you find a good vet, same with my farrier. I love my farrier. I love my farrier so much. When he retires, I will cry because I just love him. He knows my horses. He doesn't judge me. He does his very best. He really he is so good, and he does it slowly, and he wants the horses to, and he knows each of my horses, like the issues that they have. Normie is a little low on the pasterns. He knows exactly how to make that work for him. Little John, of course, had serious hoof issues, and he slowly worked them back, and he explains things to me. You know, because having a farrier who doesn't just come and trim your horses, but explains to you what he's doing, priceless. He talks to me about like what he's doing and how he wants to go forward and what his plan was, like for Little John. Like, okay, so I'm taking off, like, you know, the first time he had to take off kind of a lot. You know what I mean? He talks to me, and that's the same with my vet. Like, she had me, like, when they file the teeth down, they go in there and they have the horse sedated and they like go in their mouth and they're like filing the teeth down in their mouth. And the vet was like, you want to see and like want to feel? So she had like Lovey's mouth open, and she let me put my hand back there, and I could feel the sharp points that were in her mouth. And then she took her tools, you know, and filed them down. And then she had me go in and feel again, so I could feel what she was doing. That was so cool to me because I had seen horses' teeth floated, but I had never been invited to actually feel what they were doing. And I think it's a huge thing. I really appreciate that about my vet and my farriers. They work well together, and when my vet and farrier have to work together on something, they get along and they know each other, and they just do great. So, dearest Rue, my vet aged at late 20s. When she said that, and then she went and looked in the back of Rue's mouth and said several teeth were missing in the back, that poor horse didn't have a fighting chance. I mean, her life was just done. It was just done. I couldn't, yeah. Donnelly, I agree. The vet said at late 20s. That's old for a horse. And she showed it. Even Mr. Moo. Remember, Mr. Moo had neuro issues, and those problems, it just, I'm gonna be, let's have a, if you guys have been here a while, Mr. Moo, I know that this conversation probably isn't interesting to a lot of you, but Moo was my black and white horse. He was an ex-Amish horse, and he came here. He got sick last summer, and we went through vets. The vet was out several times. We confirmed that it was a neurological problem. He had IVs for fluid. He had some intense swelling, and we probably spent a couple thousand in vet bills before we ultimately had him put down because of his neurological condition. Given the fact that he was in his mid-20s, would you have put him down, or would you have done the testing? I'm curious what you guys would say. Would you have had him put down knowing that he was older and knowing that, or would you have done the testing? Because I had things tested, and I had him IV'd, and I spent a lot to try to help him. Would you have put him down, Donnelly, before having more? Because I tried, you guys know I tried to save him. I tried to do everything I could. I had the vet out. We were giving him IV fluids, and trying to do some testing to try to figure out like what was wrong with him and if we could treat it. Okay, I'm always, I don't know. I second guess myself a little bit on that one, because I just like, I think that I think that, sometimes you just second guess yourself. You're like, did I do the right thing? Should I have done something differently? And ultimately, like with the older horses, I think when it's their time, it's their time. And I don't ever want to make them suffer for a long time. And he wasn't the same horse. And like, I didn't even go through for a last ride with him. I didn't ride him again after he had the neurological problems. I didn't feel like I could ride him. I didn't want to. I didn't want to ride him, and I didn't feel it would be fair to. I didn't even go on like one final ride, or you know what I mean? I just knew, and I knew it was his time. And like, when they're older, it's just like a little bit hard, because how much do you invest? How much do you stick into them, because they are older horses. And it's sometimes so hard to like draw that line in the sand and say, okay, like with Moo, like enough is enough. We're not going to make him suffer and struggle. We have to put him down. It's easy. Oh, wow, Donnelly. Yep. I remember seeing like he had special boots on. Yeah. Okay, Mary. I just, that's the harder part of rescuing seniors. That's the hard part of rescuing seniors. Because when you think about it, I have Miss Levy out there, but like I have put down several seniors now. Like we had to put Moo down, Phoenix, Rue, Slim Jim. It's just like that. That's the harder part of it. Is like, and even now I'm in the process of rescuing another tag 91, guys. He's coming here, and that's kind of this feeling in your soul. It's like, how long am I going to get to have him? And I know I shouldn't think like that, but it's just like, how long am I going to get to have him? How long is he going to be here? Where is he at? I have no idea. Why was he placed? It's like, what does this look like? I don't know. There's so many unknowns, and I'll immediately have my vet out, of course, to look at him and do an overall analysis, and give me kind of, she'll shoot me straightforward how old she thinks he is, how his health is. She'll do all his vitals, listen to his heart, lungs, all that stuff, stomach sounds. And then she kind of gives me like an overview, like, okay, we got mid-20, blah, blah, blah. This is good, she'll do a soundness check. But until then, I really have absolutely no idea. Even getting them, you just don't know how long they have. Oh my, $10,000? This problem started me last. Yeah, and that's the thing is, oh, Mary, no, I understand completely. I do understand. That's why I just like, I'll never sell. Like, I would never pass my seniors have to stay, because this is their final place, and they deserve a retirement home. I'm not having these horses I don't have horses to go show them. I don't have horses to barrel race. I'm not going and trying to win money on my horses. I'm just loving them. I'm just loving them. Like, I feel like if I had Normie since he was 3, and I didn't, I got Normie when he was 12 12. Was he 12? Yeah. I got Normie when he was 12. But if I had Normie since he was 3, it's just like, wouldn't I have the dignity to help him, you know, all the way to the end? But there's so much flipping and so much, like, I don't understand, like, how you can have a bond with a horse and really connect with them and then just end up taking them to an auction or something. And I know that things happen in life, but I just feel like you owe it to the horse to be very selective about who they're with. Stoney was at least 30. Oh my gosh, Mary. Stoney was at least 30 when sold to a 4-H kid. And a must, light groundwork. Seniors can live years. Yep. Like, look at Lovey. Guys, Lovey isn't slowing down, and Lovey's over 20. And that girl is fire and ice. She's not slowing down. She is just sass and a half. Look at, like, Rosie. Rosie's doing great. Like, Rosie is an old pony. She's doing fantastic. Her body condition. Yeah, I was shocked when I found that out. Yeah, I just, I don't know. Here's the other thing that I love about older horses, guys. They're just so, yes, Julian, I do. Hello, welcome. Older horses are so chill. They've been through life. They've done their work. A lot of times they've been worked, and they're just so, like, I love them for being around children. I trust them more, I think. I don't know. But these older ones are just, they're just so good. They're just so trustworthy. Oh, for sure, Mary. Right, because it hits a personal, it hits home, it hits at a personal place, you know, because, you know, you don't want other horses to experience that same. Yeah, no, I totally understand. And I didn't know, I think Mike always kind of knew, because he's always called it like a horse retirement home, like jokingly, but I think that's a real thing. It's a horse it's basically a retirement home. It's great. It is what it is. Neuro effect brain. I'm just reading here. Yeah, it was, I'd never had any horse that had something like Moo did, and so it was a little bit hard for me at first because I didn't really know what it was. I didn't really know, and I didn't know what neurological issues were. And so as I was, like, learning that little by little with Moo, it was kind of heartbreaking to me, because I was just, I slowly but surely realized that there's no cure. There's nothing they could do. You know what I mean? And I think that's what was so, like, devastating, because we had stuck money into having him IV'd and having him analyzed and having him tested and having all this stuff done. And we're waiting for our answers. Like, is it a parasite? Is it like a bug, a transmitted, like, a 4-H kid, guys? So 4-H, I'm trying to think of how we would explain this to Nicola, who is in the UK. I'm trying to think of how I would explain it. Here, we have 4-H. It's basically a program for children, and, like, through grade school, and they can have projects. Some of them bring animals, and they get judged a bit on, they get, how would you explain this, guys? It's like a fair, if you know what a fair is, Nicola. We have, like, fairs here, so it's where they have, like, food, and they have, like, rides and things that kids go on. And 4-H is like a group. I'm doing really bad at explaining this, but 4-H is like it's like a group for kids, and they learn like how to give back to the community. Young future farmers. Yeah. So a 4-H horse would be a horse for a child that can do different things like kids do, like poles, and they do like barrels and fun stuff like that with the horse. And so a 4-H horse would be something that's really broke and good for a kid to use. Yeah, learning and teaching agriculture. Yeah. That's a good way of gaming guy. Yes. Trevor Gaming. Yeah, that's a good way to explain it. I'm trying to, yeah, it is really cool. Like, I really do wish my kids could be in 4-H, but there's a lot of commitment, and we choose to not do a ton of extracurricular things. My children do go to school. I used to homeschool. I enjoy spending time with my kids, and I found that if you're running to this, that, and every other activity, it's less time together. And so when I can, I do like to be with my kids. We, like to have dinners together. We like to, and 4-H is a great thing. I just have never been able to commit to what it is. I have 4 kids, and it's, I don't know. I know it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Hands, heart, health, head, I get it, yeah. 4-H, yeah, no. So I'm only thankful for this with Moo's issue, because I want to bring this full circle. With Moo's problems, I'm only sitting here, I'm very thankful that I went through that experience with Moo, because now I know what it looks like and I can recognize it. And if it happens with another horse, I will see it and I will know and I will understand it. Because with Moo, he was like a guinea pig. I didn't know it, I didn't understand it. And it was heartbreaking to me, and it took me a little longer to like let him go, because I didn't know what we were dealing with, and I kept having hope. And I think that going forward, if I see this in a horse and I know what it is, I think that it just helps you have more knowledge about it and be able to make a decision, if that makes sense. Oh wow, Mary, you even know the pledge. That's so cool. Cooking and sewing and cake decorating. Yeah, there's so much. Like, there's cooking, there's baked goods, there's gardening, there's so many different things 4-H does. Yeah, for sure. And then they have the kids program, so they have like chickens and ducks and horses and all different kinds of like animals that kids like bring their animals that they raise, and it's really cool. 11-year member. Oh, that's awesome, Mary. I seriously think honestly, it's a great thing. I wanted to be in it so bad growing up. And I think it's just an awesome, awesome thing for kids to be a part of. Just because my kids aren't doesn't mean it's not great. And they love going to the fair and seeing the stuff they do. And also, you can submit things even if you're not in 4-H. You can do open class and you can still send things in, and you can bring things for open class. So all right, guys. Well, Pete, what are we doing tonight? Can you come by your mama? This is my little man. Oh, that's cool. He's building.
That the cars fall down into, and then these trucks, when it falls, then the trucks catch the car.
You made that?
Yeah.
Oh, Daddy. Can I come see? What did you make?
So, those are the tiny slats that the car came.
Can you get a car and show me how it works?
First, get the car.
Okay.
That's what it goes up. And it goes up to this level. Then it goes up. And then it goes in whatever one.
Whoa, Daddy, that's so cool.
And then when it's down on, and look at. So it goes down that slide, and then the car got it all the way into there, and then it truck got it,
So-
then
So this is Peter is loves like engineering type things. So anything building, this is his crane. He likes to build and make things. So we have had these magnetiles for a long time, and he will build with magnetiles. He builds. The other day he had a skyscraper. It was like taller than him. He made a big skyscraper, but this is definitely his passion is definitely building and making things. So awesome, Peter. See, Melody's going to me. Yeah, Melody. I was just getting ready to say he's a future engineer. His dad is an engineer, and that is definitely where he gets it. And he's gonna just bypass what I have the ability to teach him right now. I'm homeschooling him, and he's like soaring past my abilities.
you know
So
how I know to make this?
how did you know how to make it?
It showed me how to make it on Leo.
Ooh, I think your girls are almost home. Guys, I gotta go over now. My kiddos are here. My nephew is the exact same way. Way to go, Peter. Wahoo! My kiddos are almost back. He's in mechanics. Yes. He's gonna be just like his dad. Just like his dad. Everybody, I have to roll. My kiddos are almost home. Thank you for jumping on the live. I will keep you guys posted as far as the new kill tag if you're new here, which I'm guessing you're not, because if you're still here, you're not new.
My good home.